The name's Sero Hanta, and I'd be glad to do things my way. Being a rescue hero hasn't been everything I hoped it would, especially when things went to crap. Well, I don't want to talk about the negatives, but it's nice to see someone, familiar face from UA. It's been a while, hasn't it? Nice to see you again. So, mind telling me what you're doing out here? It's been a while since I've seen anyone from that class. And besides, it's not exactly what I expected from someone like you. Well, you were always an overachiever at UA, I thought. It's not right of me to assume, but I thought you'd be in the top heroes by now. Well, if you're playing an undercover role, I understand too. Just don't think I don't believe in you or something. I always admired from afar. I just never knew how to approach you. And now I just want you to understand. This is a tough job, with not too much appreciation for the rescue heroes. Well, except for those you rescue. Then you get a reputation among them, and, well, I could say I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's just my place in the world. Though lately I've been having to do more fighting and suppression, so my tape's gotten stickier, and I've gotten craftier. That's the only way to survive in this world anymore. In light of Epidemic and his goons, as well as the divide in hero society, I just can't bring myself to stop what I'm doing. If I do, then what if everybody else at the agency that I work at does as well? I never fancied myself much of a vigilante style thing, but if I need to be, then so be it. I don't need someone to hold my hand, especially not with something I want to do anyways. So, what's your story so far? They've moved you around quite a bit, haven't they? All around Japan. I hope it hasn't been too tough on you. But I'm glad to see a familiar face, especially one as talented as you. Trust me when I say this. You've got talent where it counts. Real talent. Talent that comes like once in a entire graduating year. That's why I'm surprised you didn't go more ambitious. Don't get me wrong, it's not about the ambition, since every job us heroes do, it's so important. That's why I can't slight you. And that's why I'm proud of what I do. Because I don't need someone patting me on the back or calling me the #1 hero in order to make myself feel better about it. No. If I can be the #1 hero in my heart, that's all that matters to me. As for you, you're gonna be busy around here. It may seem like it's rural, but it's not. Trust me, the crime we get on a daily basis, you're going to be my partner. And we're going to try and clean up these streets. I'm good at restraining, but some of them, well, let's just say my tape isn't sticky enough for all of them. When they're slimy little buggers. I'm not saying they're slime quirk. Well, most of them. Just a lot of them have an easy way out, or they work together with someone who can. Either a flame quirk, cutting quirk, lots of ones in between. That's where you come in. You're my backup. If the tape doesn't work, I need you to make sure that they get captured. Do you understand? Now, there's some nasty rumors, too, about a gang connected to the mafia. You know, that Kai Chisaki thing. Overall, gives me shivers even thinking about him. I don't like it. But there's really nothing we can do about it. It's just a rumor after all. We have no concrete evidence. So if we want something more, we gotta get it by hand. We gotta do the work on the street, and that's our secondary mission. Other than keeping people safe and making sure that this street and this town stay safe and happy, we gotta make sure to investigate that. If we find something too much, though, I'll be counting on you. I won't be able to do much more than support you. I'm good at supporting, and that's really all I can do if it gets really dicey. Then again, if it comes down to it, I can promise I'll rescue you with my tape. And trust me, I won't let things get too dicey for us. It's not going to happen, especially not with an old friend of mine. So, what was life like up until now? I know quirks used to be more popular, but ever since that raid on Endeavor, things went down. I wish I could have been there with everyone. It was everyone put together. I still can't believe what happened with Midoriya. Lost most of the class. It's not good to focus on the sad things. I agree. So instead of focusing on that, let's focus on something good. Like some grub. This is the best place to eat in town if you ask me. You want ramen? They got it. You want sushi? They got it. You want something fancy like Western foods or something? They got that too. So trust, it's going to be worth it. And I won't let it be a meal to let you down. There's a few other backup places I got just in case. Of course, it's my treat. A welcome to the Force here. Oh, come on. I know we weren't that close back then, but no reason we can't be close now. And I'm not suggesting you drink on the job. Definitely not what I would recommend. And if you did, I'd have to report you. Despite how I may look, I'm actually very serious about hero work. I've grown and matured, and where I used to be somewhat immature, it was different. Now, there's nothing stopping me. Nothing that can stop me and nothing that will. I want to solve this mystery, and I also want to save this town. Because my family's here. My family and their family before them. We all came from this small little place, and it's something I cherish. I feel like I was born to come here again. Then again, if we do find roots in the city, I wouldn't be afraid to leave, as long as we can get some backup here. I'd go with you. I just want to get to the bottom of this. I want to see what's here and understand it. So, have things been well these years? I know it's only been like 1.5, but a lot has happened, so it feels like more. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot to this, and a difficult mission ahead of us. Especially if the rumors are more than that. And we all know rumors tend to be more truth than lie. So, as for that, let's investigate around downtown. The slums, if you can call them that, are to the west. Those ones are where the most troublemakers tend to be. Luckily, most of the troublemaking tends to be small kidnappings, stealings, and general savagery. But I think you gathered that already. Usually that's what villains do. They take what they want and they do what they want. That's where we stop them. Trust me, I've stopped quite a few people stronger than myself. I've gotten used to fighting at a disadvantage. That's what my mentor taught me. I don't know if you know, but I went under Gran Torino for a long time. It took a while, but I got a lot better at close combat. So you never know, old classmate. You might be surprised when you see me fighting out there. You're still as easy to tease as ever. Nothing that I said was false, of course, but the way you're looking at me, it's like you can't believe I'm the same person as last time. Is it because I didn't take things as serious? Well, I did. It's just, it may not have came across that way. There was a lot of shining stars in that class, so it's easy to overlook someone like me. You never overlooked me. Well, that's a bold statement of someone as high caliber as you. You could probably take on Todoroki yourself. That's saying something, especially considering what happened with him. Surprised, I know? Well, we hear a lot of things out here. Reports on things that happen. Since we're supplementary group, we tend to have to be ready to go in at any time. We're sort of on call to back up the other ones. That's how Hero Society's been functioning in the time of chaos. We're all backing each other up, so you might see some familiar faces running through here. Just the other day, Bakugo paid a visit, though he was shaken up real bad from the raid. I don't know what happened in UA. I just know I wouldn't want to be there, and yet, I wish I was. Maybe I could have saved someone from a fate that's a lot worse. So you just basically explained 2 years of time in 3 seconds. Mind telling me the details? Since we're going to be working together after all, and by all accounts from me, I haven't heard any reports about you. Did you run into some trouble? Strange. It's like you disappeared and reappeared 2 years later. I'm not sure what to say. Were you around for most of that? I understand your quirk isn't very upfront and personal, but it's very powerful. I'm surprised more people didn't recognize you. Then again, you were always just one step below the big three, at least by popularity standpoints. But I know a dark horse when I see one. To be honest with you, it's good to see you. It's just, I'm a little leery on that unraveling of hero society. It's not what I'm used to, any of us. And as for us in the agency, it takes time to understand what we're doing. We're basically working with the police 24/7. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they haven't had their terrible bits themselves. We had to rat a pretty terrible mini-organization outside of them. It got tied up into this big mess. But I'd say it's the biggest thing we've taken on in years. And we handled it. No more corrupt cops here. You won't find them for quite a radius. Unless, of course, I've done a bad job, and you do. Well then, I guess I'll be depending on you. Look at you. I never expected to see you laughing. You never seem the type for it. But even if it is, I guess it's more one of those nervous laughs, huh? I'm not complaining, of course. I would never. Especially when you're helping our agency so much. But I have to ask. Why here? Why now? Is it just that you missed me that much? I wouldn't blame you if you did. I mean, look at the smile. It's one of a kind, I hear. That's what everyone tells me. And so did my last partner. It's a shame they moved away to better things. Now, I'm not saying I'm butthurt about it or anything. Just that it wasn't really what I would have chosen for them. Then again, I'd be biased about it, so I can't make that choice for them. Everyone has to make their own choice of where they go. And these elbows aren't going to save everyone. Least of all from their own choices that they make, they want, and they do. But listen, I'm going to get to the point with you. Listen to me. I need your help. There's another reason why you were called in here. At least I suspect there was. Like I said, my primary directives right now are in the investigation. I didn't want to talk about this out loud, but it's pretty much common knowledge at this point. There's been a string of disappearances, all beautiful women. And, not to get funny or anything, but they're all in the same place, too. Yet no breadcrumb exists, as if they just evaporated right there and then. It's not something I can easily explain to you, mostly because we have nothing to go on. We only know the place and the target. So, because you're such a capable individual yourself, I was hoping you'd let us dress you up. Mostly because, well, your looks are phenomenal. I mean that in both ways. You could pull off anything. I'm not saying you look like this or that, just you're beautiful, so I'm sure we could make you into a target. Now the idea is, I'd be watching from afar, with a few other quirk users and members of the force. You'd walk down this alley, pretending to be the target. Get into the role. After that, it's going to be a sting. We watch out. We follow wherever they take you. This has been tried once before, but unfortunately, the people who were helping on that mission from the agency, they went missing. And sad to say, I've never heard from them since either. That's why it's so dangerous, and it's the one thorn in my side of working here. I don't want to work in my agency if I can't do something good, and these people are getting in my way. Whoever is responsible, whatever they're doing, they're targeting beautiful people, and they're doing something. My thought is a serial killer, but those rumors of the mafia, or some kind of organized group, it's unsettling to me. So, you can refuse it, you know. You don't have to go along with my crazy stuff. If you don't believe in it and you don't want to help, we'll get someone else. I just thought, after everything, you came here after all. It's a long way from Tokyo. So, I figured you might want to give it a try. I know dressing up is not probably your thing. You always liked more simple clothes, and, well, you did look stunning when you did dress up. I never got to dance with you, and I might just be slightly vexed by that endeavor. But remaining professional here, we're going to make sure that you don't get captured, or if you do, that we find you right away. That's why we put a tracker right here you can add to yourself. I suggest you eat this one. It'll pass through you in 3 days. But until then, make sure you eat it when I say you do. That's the important part here. If you don't eat it at the right time, we can't stay safe. It has to be in the office, so let's get moving. Did you at least enjoy the meal? I know it wasn't too much, but it might have been ruined by the mood. That's my fault. I mixed business and pleasure just a bit. Maybe it's because I felt bad asking of you to be our sting agent, but it's just, well, professionally, I would say, excuse me, this is hard for me to say, but you look really good. I'm not going to lie. You're beautiful in a way that transcends any norms. You're just beautiful. I hope that didn't offend you. You're very cool, too. It's just a matter of, for this particular trouble, I'm not sure how else to handle it. None of us have quirks equipped for things like you do. In truth, it's been about a year before we've had someone as big of a fish as you. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. It's more to say that you have a very interesting quality about you, like a top hero quality. You're really a dark horse in the flesh, and it's good to have you. It's really good to catch up with you, too. I know we weren't super close in UA, but even now, it's nice to see a familiar face. We were in the same class, after all. Make no mistake, I only really had one regret. I don't know if you know this, and it's kind of stupid, but a long time ago, I almost asked you to the UA dance when we were third years. I didn't have the guts to, and I only came in contact with you one other time. I think you remember. It obviously didn't go how I planned. Otherwise, we would have hung out more together. And I wouldn't have had to be thrown all over the place as the top hero of this agency. Again, the agencies have taken a sort of independent take on this chaos of hero society. Now we're working with each other, not with the heads at the top. Can't trust them. Not until we figure out this epidemic versus the resistance thing. A lot of people got even more confused when Epidemic did that publicity stunt on TV. Now people are divided. Some people think we should side with him. Other people think we should side with the resistance. Nobody can seem to decide or make up their mind. It's like an unspoken rule that most people don't say anything. And to be honest with you, it's better than getting into politics, so I'll take it any day. So I have to ask you, are you sure you're okay with this mission? I'm asking something of someone I admired and had a crush on, so pardon me if this is a bit blunt. Are you sure you're okay with being the sting agent? What's more, I can offer you a date after if you want. If all this is solved or we manage to get through this without any major complications, would you like to go on a date with me? Perhaps it's a bit upfront of me, but I always was that kind of fellow. I like to do things traditional and nice. And what can I say? You're beautiful. I've only said it like 3 times in the conversation, but it's true. So if we make it out of this and that tracker manages to work, let's go on a date. Catch up on old times. Doesn't have to be romantic, but I'd sure love it if it was. What can I say? I'm a bit of a romantic still. I always was. Always wanted to find my muse. And part of me hopes it's always been you, so we could have that storybook ending. It's sort of like my favorite novel as a child. This may come at quite a surprise, but I really love the story of Sleeping Beauty. Cinderella, too, which is also kind of embarrassing. But the point is, those Disney movies, they mattered a lot to me. I always wanted to find my other half, and I guess it never died, because I still see it in you. Not that I'm forcing that kind of relationship. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. We can just as easily be friends or colleagues, but I admit I'd be a little disappointed, especially with how cute you are. Anyways, coming on too strong. I don't mean to, but let's get you dolled up. We've got a pro makeup artist here, and you'll be putting on these clothes, and then swallowing this. Look, I know it's tedious, but let's make sure we do this right. If we do it right the first time, well, we'll be able to get you out of here safely. If we don't, we'll have to be careful. Because one mistake, and you might be the next disappearance victim. I won't allow that to happen, I promise. I'd never allow it. I admire you a lot. I would venture to say I actually have a crush on you. But the difference is, I can't go letting my emotions get the best of me. For now, let's just say I'll protect you. Trust me, I won't let you down. I didn't let you down before, did I? I tried very hard not to. Though I did have my fair share of pitfalls along the way. Anyways, how about we judge it based on the mission? If we get out of this good, you go on a date with me. Maybe I'll even have a chance to show you how cool I've gotten over the years. Wow, I have to say, you're more of a looker now. Not to say you weren't before, but they really dolled you up all right. Here, once you swallow this, the mission's gonna start. You sure you're ready? If you're not, it's not too late to back out. Well, as long as you don't mind us knowing where you are for 3 days. Look, what I'm trying to say is don't push yourself out of your comfort zone. This is a job after all. But if you don't feel comfortable, don't force yourself, okay? Though since you seem so adamant on doing it, I won't stop you. Just know, I will protect you with everything I've got. You mean something to me. A familiar face in this place that used to be familiar. Don't worry, once we solve this crime, it's gonna be more normal. And then we won't have to worry about these other people. And the normal crimes aren't that big of a deal anyways. So get out there and do your best to look natural, though I think you're already a natural. Can you hear me? Yes, this'll be in your ear. It's a special communication device. No one else will be able to hear it except for you. Beams it directly into your ear hole. Possibly slightly kinky, probably not. It doesn't look like there's anybody in this alleyway, but this is reportedly where most of them disappeared. We'll have you walk through and see what happens. It seems like there's someone following you, but I can't tell if that's a person or a shadow. It seems someone with a shadow quirk. I can't tell yet. I'm gonna have to ask you to be on your guard. Just don't look it. If they do something, pretend to be the victim for just a moment. So long as we've got the evidence, that's all we need. Look, I know what I'm asking is unreasonable, and I don't want you to have to do that, but we're following on the rooftops above. I've got a guy with a stealth quirk right here. Hey, be careful there. What's going on? I can barely see you. It's like you're phasing out of existence. This isn't good. Bail, get back here. Can you hear me? Hello? 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 Too easy. You're too fucking easy. Look at you. What a pretty fake. Oh, you thought I'd fall for that, right? Not so lucky now, are you? Want to take a guess at how far we are? No. We're so far away, it would take them days to get here. Do you know why? There's an ocean separating us, and you are so fucking in over your head. You gotta get it in that brain of yours that there's people that are above you. There's people that they know what's going at Ouroboros. You'll hear that name a lot from now on, since you're gonna be a nice, willing sacrifice to a greater good, and you're going to love every second of it, because I'm gonna devour you. You really should try a better disguise next time. I know exactly what you're doing. I played right into your hand of those fucking heroes. You don't know what you're getting at. There's no such thing as a hero and a villain anymore. There's only assimilation into something greater. Something you'll be a part of pretty soon. You idiots seem to think you always know what's going on. 10 steps ahead, right? 10 fucking steps, like everyone wants to believe they are, but they're not. What's the matter? Gonna cry for me? Gonna cry for me? It makes me excited. You look surprised to see us. Didn't think we'd be working with Kurogiri, did you? But even then, it doesn't make sense. Why would you be here? Why would he know where here is?
It's quite simple, really. There was only one place you could have gone outside my range. I marked them. I've been improving myself lately as well. Don't get it mixed up.
This is the fairy tale ending you always wanted, isn't it? Now, why don't you watch as I take matters into my own hands? Toodles! We've got to restrain him quick! For Ouroboros! Huh? Why am I not dead yet? You... You think you can force me to stay alive because you relocate the plot? Find out what secrets are in my head, why don't you? Oh, yes. You want to. And take me hostage. Take me back home and show me a good time. You remember, you can't escape. Sorry, my hand slipped. Oh, and by the way, don't take ramblings of a psychopath into account. Though I do have one concern. Did he hurt you anywhere? We were pretty slow because I had to get Kurogiri over here, so he had to do a double portal. It was difficult on him, but he's an old friend of mine. Thanks to that, we managed to get here before he did whatever he was going to do to you, right? Thank goodness. Well, I guess I earned my date today. It still remains to see if it'll be romantic enough for you, though.
You too. Best be getting home.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Kurogiri. I don't rely on you a lot, but it's good to know I still got old friends.
And it's good to know I'm still welcome here. Not just with Tomura Shigaraki.
Heard he turned things around back in the city.
It remains to be seen, but perhaps.
Well, in any case, thanks for dropping us off. I'll be in contact. Take this bag of wind to the central station back in the city. I'll be depending on you. As for you, mi amor, I thought we might have our date now. Of course, if you still want to after what happened. A man did try and kill himself right in front of you. So I totally understand if you're not in the mood to date. Though, if I'm being honest, I'd like to take that arm wrapped around mine as a good sign. Mi amor. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you'd like to get out of here. Here's a suggestion for right now. Let's forget about the whole ordeal, and instead go do something fun. There is an arcade around here, if that's your thing. Or we could go to my place and I could cook you a nice meal. We could dance the night away and see what happens. I know you're probably not used to me like this, and we have a lot to catch up on, so I thought it might be nice to just talk. You always were easy to talk to. That's probably why you were quite popular, other than the obvious point that you're beautiful. Why, yes, of course I think that way. Why else would I say something like that? I wouldn't lie to you, you know. It's not worth it for me or you. If I didn't think you were worth my time, I wouldn't be here right now. Keep in mind, this is strictly off the clock, and I don't want it to be a sticky situation. I know. You don't have to thank me. All of this is just the truth. And welcome to my humble abode. I know it may not seem like much, but I promise you, I can cook a mean meal for you. It's already been a few hours since then, and you barely ate your meal at the other place. So, I guess I gotta show you some at-home cooking. Let me just whip up something for you. You look like you could be famished. Or maybe you just like sexy cuisine. After a day's good work. Don't you worry about that. I'll take care of him personally. Once we get back to Main Branch, trust me. Skipping dinner and going to dessert? I couldn't stop you, but are you sure? I want to do this in the right way, not the fast way. You should know just as well as anyone. I was never a guy to betray someone's expectations, nor would I rush into something that I don't fully believe. And besides, while I do want to take you for this dance, mi amor, I don't want it to be for the wrong reasons. Only kiss me again, if you want to tango with me. You're every bit as beautiful these years. It's only been 2, but it feels like forever. I had to live without looking at that cute expression. Now, why don't we do tango my style? Follow my lead. It won't be too difficult for you, I'm sure. You're a pro hero after all, just like me. If we can tango with these criminals, we can surely tango twice as good together, when it's twice as fun, too. Oh, trust me. I know how to lead you into a dance. Just follow me. I won't let you down. 1 step, 2. I feel like it's romantic with you, instead of feeling like a chore when I teach others to dance. It happens to be my roots, not something that gets talked about a lot. Being someone who's half Japanese and half foreigner, it doesn't usually go over too well. But I'm not going to worry about it. Instead, I choose to embrace my heritage. And instead, I could have cooked you a meal to remember, but you seemed more interested in dessert. A kiss like this. You really are honest, and I love that about you. Never lose that quality. I've got just one question for you. Are you sure you're all right with this? With me, love bug? I can't help it. It's just a name that came to mind when I thought of you. Like I caught a bug of love. Because since I've seen you, it's been always the same. Ever since I can remember back then. It's been you who I fantasize about and things like that. Not in that way. Kissing, holding, that kind of thing. I hope you don't mind or feel as though somehow I violated our personal space by having that. It's just I always wanted you as my own, but thought, well, if I get in your way now, you might not be able to accomplish those goals, and who am I to stand in front of your dreams? Then the day I meant to confess to you, I ended up getting kidnapped. Kidnap might be a strong word for it, but I was highly, highly frustrated. People got in my way, and, well, all's well that ends well, but let's just say I'm very happy to be able to talk to you again. It's the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. It may seem like I'm all fun and games, happiness and otherwise, but it's not always like that here. But it might become that way if I get to have my love bug with me. You're cute like one, too. That's not what I meant to say, but I'll just try my best with it. I never was the smoothest, you know. I tried my best with it, but I couldn't force things to be. I had to do my best, but sometimes your best just ends up making you trip and fall. So, I won't do it while dancing. But I'll be happy to dip you down like this. And give you lots of kisses. Don't lie, love bug. You love it, don't you? I sure do. Won't you be my love bug for a little longer? Stay the night and be mine. Let me at least treat you like I meant to back then. These feelings, they've been haunting me, that I never got to tell you them. Turns out I really like you, and I want to learn to love you, love bug. It's in your name, after all. So, would you give me a chance to be your lawfully wedded boyfriend? I know there's not any law about this, but I'd want it to be as official as possible. And no, I'd sooner swallow a bunch of needles than ever let you go. It's just my way of life. Being a gentleman is much better than not. Would you mind if I indulged you in tonight? I know it's forbidden to do something on the first date, but perhaps together we could make some kind of compromise. My love bug. You really are my love bug, aren't you? So cute that I'm getting nervous. I try and be cool, but that's not always easy to do, you know. You should know more than anyone, shouldn't you? That I'm just wanting to make a future with you. Maybe it's the wrong way, but I gotta try somehow. Gotta try charming my love bug before everybody else does. Mostly because, how do I put this? You're just really, really cute. That's why you're my love bug. Don't you forget it. At least if you agree here. And if for some reason you don't, that's okay too. I just want you to know that if you do happen to choose me as... Was that a yes? Seriously? I get to have my love bug all to myself. Then I should be super happy. Thank you, love bug. I hate to say it, but I don't know when to stop. With you, I can't, so... Guess I won't, love bug. Mi amor. Kissing you has taught me a lot. That these feelings weren't just for show. And that you've got some feelings for me, too. Or you would have pushed me away by now. I love it. Mi amor. And don't even get me started on your flavor. That mouth of yours tastes so fresh and clean. Yet so dirty in a different way. Kissing down like that. You must be more... feeling your body pressed against mine. I wouldn't trade the world for it. It's so intoxicating and makes me want to move too. You're making this difficult in the best possible way, I see. You really are my little love bug. Mi amor. Yeah. Surprisingly intimidating, the way your skin against mine feels. I want to taste you there, love bug. Way too tasty. And if you devour me as well, I won't be able to keep my cool. You sure you're okay with that? Can't concentrate with you doing that, love bug. Mi amor. You get tensed up when I do that. Maybe I'll do it more, mi amor. You're so juicy, mi amor. Mi amor. You're my cute little love bug, but right now, I just want you, baby. I can't hold back anymore. Hope you don't mind. I'm going in as best as I know how. Mi amor. My little love bug, you're really making things crazy for me, aren't you? I love it. Don't feel bad. I wouldn't trade this moment for the world, believe it or not. I just want more of you. More of you and more. Mi amor. I couldn't resist. I'm a bit of a geek, but one that you can count on no matter what. That's certainly one way to take me down. Nice job, love bug, but you made a bit of a mess. Good thing I'm here to help you. Mi amor. I enjoy all the time we get. Would you believe that it's only been just a little while, but it feels like I've known you for longer than just UA. I did love you before that. Just so you know, we went to the same middle school, and I've had a crush on you for 7 years. To be quite honest with you, I didn't know what to do back then. We weren't in the same class, and we didn't have much in common. So I just kept on going, and I didn't have the bravery then, but I have the bravery now. To say and call you mi amor. My love bug. Don't you love it? All this attention and love and geekiness. Just holding you against myself. Having these cuddles. I wish I could tape you to myself. Enjoy some nice time that way. As long as you like it. I don't give a damn what we do. I bet we have a lot more in common than you think. Watch any recent anime? I especially love the Bookworm anime. It's my favorite. But I don't want to get too distracted now. I want you to be the one spoiled, mi amor. I want you to be my love bug and love every moment of it. You best believe, mi amor. Mi amor. Don't you get embarrassed each time? No, of course you wouldn't. Not with an attitude like that. You enjoy every moment, don't you? And don't worry. I did warn you earlier. It could get just a bit sensual if we're not careful. Oops. Mi amor. You're so cute that way. Never stop being that person I fell in love with. I'm glad you haven't changed, to be honest with you. That's the spirit. Don't forget, none of this is obligatory. But if you like hearing my legal words, or you like being tied up in a sticky situation with me, then I'm certainly not going to complain. Won't you stay in the sticky situation we call love? I'd love to make you my love bug forever, but that would require me, hook, line, and sinker. Was it a nice mini date? At least something nice came out of it. My feelings, yours too, came to the surface. Turns out we both liked each other but didn't know how to approach them. And that makes things even more special to me. Mi amor. I sure hope it makes it more special to you too. You're tempting me to say it again? Then brace yourself. Mi amor.